Well, in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a crank box. This is a box that has something happening up above, and it uses cranks on the inside to animate it. They are great for telling a story of some type. This one is half complete, but it's going to feature Mario jumping through something. This one uses 3 cranks. You can see that the 2 cranks on the side go down while Mario goes up. We're going to need to talk about getting the cranks to be the right shape so that it does what you want it to do. You can have more than 3 cranks. This project has 4 cranks in the works, and it doesn't have to be every other. This one is down, this one is down, this one is down, while that one is up. So this has got 3 moving up and down, while 1 is moving up. What's great about this project is that all of the clutter and all of the mess is on the back side, and so the front side is going to be used for the story, for the details. In the example I'm going to make right now, I'm going to put the crank right on the edge so that one large window is able to show all of the, have all of the stuff sticking out, and I will be able to keep this side really nice. If you don't want to have any windows at all, it is possible. You just need to make sure your crank is smaller than the inside of your box. The last idea that I want to introduce as we get started on this project is how the cranks can also be used for lateral motion. So these cranks are very long and they get very close to where the wire goes in and out. And so this one doesn't just go up and down, it flicks forward and backwards. It's got more of a bug crawling look to it if this were on its side. One thing that I want to take note of is that you need to take your time with this project. This one takes a lot of really precise movements and skills. If you don't take your time, you can get something working really quickly, but the mechanism, the look of it, the feel of it, it takes time to do this one well. So slow down and let's get this right. Now, first things first, we're going to try to plan out where our crank is going to go. You need to know what kind of box you're going to use really early in the process. Your crank can very easily be too large for the box you have. Now I've got a sheet of paper and I'm just tracing around. So I have the approximate size of the box that I need. Okay. Now the crank on the inside is going to go in at a level and it's going to come out at that same level. So I need to realize, okay, these 2 heights are going to be the same. And what I would encourage you to do is put a dotted line in between here. You can see in my examples that there are supports built in to these projects. So this crank is supported here and here and here. So while it is going around, it's not loose, it's not floppy, it can't move up and down hardly at all because there's a straw and a popsicle stick holding onto it in these 3 spots. But we got to plan for those spots. We can't just make it up as we go. Those popsicle sticks will be on the same level as this dotted line that I tried to make. So before you decide what your cranks are going to be, you need to know what your story is going to be. Are you going to have one going up, one coming down, and one going up, and then vice versa? Or are you going to have 2 going up and 1 coming down over here? This is the example I'll make right now. I will have 1 crank in the up position and 2 cranks in the down position for my example right now. So for my crank that's going to the up position, you need to come into the box a little ways and you need to go up. Don't go up a long way, because the motion will be doubled before the end. As this thing moves from up to down, it will move this far, twice as far as the crank is, as it goes around and around and around. So go up, back down. You're going to leave a little flat spot right there on the dotted line. And now, because I'm going down 2 times in a row, a person could make just one long down and come back up right here. I will take the slightly harder route, come back up to the center, go back down, come back up to the center. Now you may have noticed that I have slightly tapered in these cuts, these uprights. I want to keep them kind of tilted in like that, simply because it's very easy for these popsicle sticks to be hit by the wide cranks on the sides. Sometimes I have to bend them inward because they start hitting at the top or at the bottom. So now that I have the crank made, I've got the hole for the crank in place and the window cut, I am going to put the crank inside and hot glue the supports in place. The supports are going to meet up and use those straws to hold up the crank in the middle. Now that this is finished, I need to place a few risers that get pushed up and down by the crank. This is what your characters are going to attach to. So go ahead and take those pieces and curl them up. Curl one end with the needle nose pliers, or any plier will work. Here's the tape that I've put on these cranks that simply hold these from moving side to side. This is necessary, otherwise these will slip around the side of the crank and it will not work. It'll bind up. But at that point, you should have it. You should have the crank part of your box all made. The only thing left is to make the story part of your box. Now, I can't wait to see what you make. Make it awesome, share it, and I hope you have a great day. Hey, we're going to be making these cool custom glow boxes. It can be whatever shape you want. This one's a letter A, and there's fairy lights inside. They light up. They can have the light shine through the letter itself. You could be like this one and have kind of a window for the light, or have an open window where you look in and see the glowing shape. I even had some students do a secret message. So here's this, and there's a secret message once you turn it on. It says smile.